Hello, it's Sarah Otis with Healing Hands Holistic Therapies, and was excited to come online today. This is the full moon in Virgo, and it's during a very powerful time right now in the cosmos. It's the Venus retrograde, which is, it's bringing a lot up for a lot of people right now. So all I can say is join in in all that's going on, and just know that soon things are going to be a lot clearer, going to make a lot more sense, because there's a lot of clarity and truth that is coming through right now with this retrograde, and hopefully we will not lose connection, because it's already popping up. Your connection is weak, so we're going to keep fingers crossed that powers to be let us get this message out today. So I am working from several different decks today. The main deck is going to be the Enchanted Map from Colette Baron Reed, and then we have Insights and Wisdom from the Keepers of the Light Oracle cards by Kyle Gray. And then we also have some guidance from the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle, which is Alana Fairchild's deck. And then a card from Judith Orloff's The Power of Surrender deck. So I wanted to come on and kind of give you that little oomph and motivation to know that you're okay, you're safe, and you're loved. And to not give up right now. I know this time it's trying you. It is probing you and pushing you in ways maybe you have never, ever been pushed. But the thing is, the universe, God, whoever you call out to, and your guides and angels, they all know what level you're at and where you are most ready to receive, so that you can welcome in, all this energy and the influxes of, new crystalline light to increase the energy within our bodies. Our crystalline matrix within our body is having a massive upgrade. Hence one reason why I've been kind of incognito, gone for a few weeks. I have been dealing with some atrocious stomach stuff, and hence, that's one area that I fight with a lot, and I need to take that word out, fighting. That's one of my areas where I'm receiving the most restructuring and the most influxes of light, because that is one power center, one chakra that is really needing the upgrade. So you may have different areas of your body that are really being affected right now, whether it be you're having aches and pains, your joints, your back, your stomach. A lot of times with the stomach, people either have an insatiable urge to eat things that they haven't eaten in a long time or never eat, or you have absolutely no appetite. I'm flexing between both. And then people have emotions coming up, whether it be anger, sadness, angst, loneliness, whatever it is coming up, don't judge it. Just honor whatever it is and wherever you are. And just know that you're always safe, you are loved, and that it's going to be okay. And you just need to do this, that self-nurturing where you give yourself a hug. And sit in silence and in meditation, and remind your inner child that you love you and that you care for you, and you're going to do whatever it takes to take care of this temple. That is you. So that you can ride these waves and be okay. So I love the cards that came out today, so I'm hoping that you all will enjoy them as well. So the two themes for the main cards of the reading. The first one is the first card is going to represent what is your most dominant issue that you need to address to propel your ascension. And then the second card is going to be how to put it all into play so you can see, know, receive, or acknowledge what are your core wounds or limiting beliefs that are limiting and blocking your path or forward movement. And a lot of times those go back to your inner child. That's why I'm saying you need to love you. The little child, the little girl or boy that's inside of you, that's still calling out like, please, someone just love me, acknowledge me, accept me, see me, hear me. So that is one of the strongest messages right now, is we are nurturing the inner child. The divine feminine is coming up, and that's who is coming back in to remind all of us goddesses that it's time for us to quit hiding, to take off the armor and shine as bright as we can, because there's so many people waiting for us right now. So I'm going to jump right into the reading. So the first card, this is your most dominant issue that you need to address, and the card was perfect. It is cleaning house. And it's literally like your physical home you live in, but this, your temple. And this has come up in many of the readings over the last few weeks that I've done for you all. And it's such a strong message, because let's first talk about our physical homes, where we sleep at night. If you look around, I'll tell you, I've got clutter. I've got my little piles, and I know you do too. And they hold energy. They hold old thoughts, old beliefs, old fears, old everything that's from the past. And many times we put them in a clutter and in a pile because we can't deal with them. We're like, I'll deal with that later. Today is not the day. I'm not in the mood. I'm too emotional. I'm too tired. I'm too this. I'm too that. Well, now is just another further nudging. I've nudged you, in I think 2 or 3 readings at this point, to clean house. So if you say you have 10 rooms in your house and every one of them are full of clutter, I'm not saying tackle all 10 rooms today. I'm saying take one room at a time. If it only means one corner of the room at a time, and that's all you can handle, do it. But tomorrow, you'll be like, oh, no, it was too much yesterday. No. Spirit's saying, you motivate yourself. Go do it. Even if it's just for 5 minutes. Go approach the next corner and keep working at it to the point where you'll just be like, man, this feels phenomenal. I feel so alive. The more and more you clear, the clearer you're going to feel in your mind and in your heart and in your intuition. And you're going to be like, let's bring in the bulldozer, the big dump bin, and let's just throw it all in there. Because that's where it's almost to the point where Spirit's saying is, get rid of it all. If you haven't looked at it in at least a month, you definitely don't need it. And if it's been 6 months to a year, you're better off just getting rid of it and not looking, because it's obvious it doesn't serve you where you are and where you're headed. So do that process as you get through all the rooms in your house, especially the rooms you spend the most time, because energy is circulating around us, and you want it to be able to circulate freely and not statically. So focus on the rooms that you, right now, if you've got all rooms are cluttered, focus on the core rooms you spend your most time in. It's your bedroom. You should be your number one focus. And let's say your living room and kitchen. The bedroom for sure, because that's where you spend most of your time. You're sleeping. And while we're sleeping, our souls and our minds are discharging all this information. And you need to have clear space so that it can evacuate your body and not feel more stagnant. Because if you got a lot of clutter in your room, and especially under your bed, that's one thing I learned years ago. You shouldn't have anything under your bed. Especially not, like, I know people that have stored like memory books, photo albums, things from past lovers, or just hard traumatic things. Don't put those under your bed, because those are constantly playing in your energy field while you're trying to sleep and restore and replenish. Because at night is when our bodies do the most intensive healing. See, we have to step out so that our bodies can heal, our mind and our soul can integrate these new light codes. So your first focus should be your bedroom, clearing out the clutter so that you can invite these new light energies in, and then go on to each new room to your whole house is clear. And you'll be like, wow, I can breathe now. You know, it just, I don't know how to explain it. And yes, I get overwhelmed at times, and I can only do so much of my clutter, and then I'm just like, nope. But I have to push myself to do more and more to get rid of it. And I've allowed a lot of it just to, you know, slack and go back into clutter pile up again. So this is our additional nudge from Spirit that it's time to clear the physical clutter in our home space. Now to address the clutter within us. Right now, a lot of us can't deal with life. A lot of us can't deal with people, can't deal with our jobs, our family, our kids, the lack of prosperity or abundance in our lives, and just all the stress. And so we tend to, the only way to be able to handle it is we just step away. And I have. You know, I've done very little on Facebook because it's overwhelming. The shit that people post. And, you know, it's almost like everybody's Facebook feeds. I'm not judging anyone, so don't anyone get feisty and angry that saying Sarah's judging me. I'm just saying, I feel like Facebook has just become the purging, the shitstorm that is coming out of us. And we feel like we need a platform for other people to see it, to validate us. And who needs to be validated is you, and only you. You don't need all your followers or all your friends to see, you know, what's coming up. Validate yourself within, where you go within your temple and see what it's telling you. And that's part of the cleaning house of your inner temple, your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit, and your physical. Like, look at your diet. What are you eating? Are you feeding it stuff that grows and is colorful, or are you eating everything that comes out of a box or from the drive-thru? I will admit, the past few days, I have gone through the drive-thru because I have been craving protein and I wanted it now and didn't have the time to come home and make something. So we need to look at, what are we feeding our temple? Is it something that's vibrant and alive, or is it something that's dead and out of a box that's full of chemicals? Because right now we need to feed it as just that light, vibrating energy, because that's what it needs to fuel us. That is our, like when you go to the gas station, you put petrol in your tank. That's what the food is. The healthy foods are to our body. And you may begin to notice you're craving more healthy foods where before you didn't. So that's you tapping into your intuition, and it's giving you those little clues. So listen to them. Other parts of cleaning up your internal temple is acknowledging the emotions that are coming up. Whether it's deep sadness, deep anger, angst, whatever it is, it's time to face it and deal with it. And instead of just shoving it under the rug, I'll deal with it tomorrow. You know, that's no more. Because the thing is, if you keep shoving it under the rug's going to get to the point where you can't walk across it. You're going to trip over it. Or other people are going to be like, dude, you got something under that rug. Is there a dead animal under there? And it'll almost, in a way, be like a dead animal. It'll start to stink because it's old stuff. Such old energy that needs to be dealt with. And you can't just keep putting all this under the rug, because Spirit's not going to let you. The universe is saying it's time to do this now, and to take care of your temple. So you need to clean it out. Even if you have to get in there and hose her down inside to clear out, because you're going to have, like, what I call that, muck. Like, you know, when they show you an artery or a vein and you've got all that plaque build up when you have, you know, high cholesterol and things like that. So we want to clean out the body. And you can do that solely with energy, with light. You can envision that you've got light coming in through your crown chakra, like this beam, almost like you have the high beam on. And you're bringing it into your crown chakra, and slowly bring it down into your third eye. And down through your cranium into your throat chakra. And that may bring up some things. That may be intense, because we have a lot of things we're not saying right now. Bring it into your higher self, your high heart, into your heart chakra, your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, and your root chakra. And you will almost feel like you're glowing, and then you'll see it go out and discharge down through your feet back into Mother Earth, and envision her absorbing all that you're discharging. Because right now that's feeding, Mother Earth energy. She's here to help us purge and recycle, because she recycles that energy back up as love and light to you. And that's an important thing that's going on right now. And so you need to just allow yourself to receive with an open heart and an open mind, because things may be very challenging to you. And it's best if you can do as much of the work within your own self without reaching out. I admit I had to reach out last week. I thought my head was going to pop. My stomach was hurting so bad. I thought I was a dragon and I could blow flames. And it was just, there was so much coming in that my body couldn't keep up. And I know some of you all may not be experiencing things like I do. I am a highly sensitive person. And it just depends on where you are in your ascension path. And if you're just beginning, you're in it, or you're at the end where you're like, let's do this, let's bring it. So, and I'm like that. I'm like, let's bring it. Let's do this. I'm so ready to be done with the old and into what it is I'm here to do. I'm sick and tired of the limiting beliefs and patterns and paradigms that have kept me stuck in ego mind, not allowing me to just speak my truth and shine. And that's what it's saying to all of you all. So let's clean up our temples and let's get to the root cause or wounds that are within us that are just begging to be acknowledged and be seen. And just love it. If you need to scream at whatever's coming up, or you need to cry, or just laugh, spit, hiss, whatever, do it. Find your space where you can be private. If you have children, wait till maybe they go to bed or they're at school. If you have a spouse or something like that, try to separate, because you want to be in your own energy field. You don't want to be picking up everyone else's stuff, because if you're like me, I already pick up everybody's stuff anyways, and I'm like, so I have to go find my own space, discharge everyone else's energy off me, and focus on me. And that's part of what you're going to have to do. And the more you do it, the easier it's going to be. It's almost going to be like you can just have a thought in your mind and it clears. And don't beat yourself up if this is hard for you. You have questions. That's why you have people like myself and other mystics and empaths and oracles and light healers and all of us out there. Find who you resonate with and call out to them. Because I know a lot of you all are just starting this path. You're confused. You have questions. You're scared. We all were in that place. Some people haven't even started, and that's okay. There's no right or wrong. You are where you are at this very moment in time, because that's where you're meant to be. So they want me to read the message that's in the book about the card. So it might help some of you all further understand. So it's time to clear the clutter to make way for better things. When you see the cleaning house card in a reading, it's time to declutter your life. Get rid of unwanted things in your physical home and release what you no longer want or truly need. Is there any unfinished business you should address? Thoughts, memories, and emotional baggage must be swept out of your house as well. Your consciousness must be clear for you to move freely in the world. Celebrate a spring cleaning and feel the freedom as you make way for much better things. Look at what you've resisted discarding and be honest about its value. Be honest and clean house. And I love how it says celebrate and feel the freedom. So that's another thing. It wants you to think about, let's think about whatever obstacle seems to be coming up for you that's just in your forefront, in your face, you can't run from. So we'll use my example of, let's see. Okay, I didn't want to use this one because I feel like I just keep feeding too much energy to it. We'll talk about my relationship with my ex. Some people are like, she just can't seem to get over him. She just keeps the perpetual cycle. you know, she's wanting to remain a victim, blah, blah, blah. That's to a point, at one point, yeah. But now it's kind of like I finally am at that place of love for him, that I can see where he was coming from and where I was coming from, what we both need to learn and how we need to grow and evolve. I don't know where he is at his path. I haven't spoken to him in, 7 to 9 months. And I know where I am, but I know where I still need to go. And so I'm at this situation where I still had, you know, things coming up, and I was just like, why can't I let it go? And so I did. I reached out. I reached out to some fellow healers, and they totally nailed it. Why I couldn't seem to let it go, but what Spirit was keep showing me was, when you're finally free of the emotion of your ex and the angst and the trauma of all of it, how will you feel? What will you receive? What will you be? Blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, freedom, calm, peace, joy, love, and it goes on. So let's look at the things that you wish to obtain, because that's what you want to manifest. You don't want to manifest, I just want to be free of my ex. That's not going to get you these things. So you need to get clear about what it is you want these things to bring you, and that's what you need to work on manifesting. How can you manifest freedom? How can you manifest joy and love and peace and calm? You find ways in your external life and your internal, because a lot of that has to be obtained within you. But a lot of it you have to go outside and find ways to bring those into your life. And then sooner or later, when you do, you'll have that situation like, I will finally have my closure with my ex, because I have integrated the 6 things that I know that finally surrendering and letting him go in that relationship will bring me. So that's kind of part of that cleaning house right now. So the next card, hold on, let me get a drink. Whew, getting energy. And that's the other thing right now, is to be drinking a lot of water. I probably drink 10 or more of these a day. And try your best to use the filtered water. If you can get spring water, that's even better. Because here in the U.S., our water is fluorinated, and that's not good. And another thing, when you have your water in your cup, you put your hands on it and visualize in your mind. You want to say, you know, I bless this water, and you can think of whatever you want to bless it with. I've been infusing mine with love and light. And some days with calm and peace and freedom. And so every time I fill up my cup, I reinfuse the energy. And that will allow your body to absorb those frequencies and become hydrated. Because most of our physical symptoms of like pain and headache and migraines and body aches and hunger is because we're dehydrated, we're thirsty. You know, some people drink very little water. Excuse me, that's another clearing, sorry. They drink soda pop, or they drink tea all day, like sweet tea. Like here in America, sweet tea is like a brewed tea over ice, and it's sugar, it has sugar in it. Where in Asia, sweet tea is typically a hot, sweet milk tea. Right now, it's just feed it with water. If you want to juice vegetables or fruits, just clean things that the body needs right now to nourish it, and then infuse it with those beautiful light frequencies of blessing it. So that then blesses your body, and you find you will be less thirsty. So we're going to jump into the next card, which is, how are we going to put the cleaning house into play so that we can see, know, receive, acknowledge our core wounds that are limiting our forward movement and our path. And the card that came up was Ghostlands. And it seems like this card came up in 1 or 2 other readings here recently. And a lot of what it's saying is, right now we're with the cleaning house and with what's coming up with the Venus retrograde and everything, we're having a lot of people maybe from our past that are coming back. It could be past lovers, past bosses, past friends, just things from the past that maybe we didn't get a full closure are coming back full circle to be like, okay, let's just see what's coming up now. Maybe things have gotten better and you can rekindle whatever it is. Or it may be it's time to fully bring closure. You know, if you feel the urge to apologize, apologize. Ask for forgiveness. If it means let it go, then let them go. So that's coming up. And so this is talking about you can reminisce about the past, you know, the good times and the things you've learned. But don't get so caught up in the nostalgia that you re-victimize yourself and think, God, if I just done that, or if I could just go back and say this or do that. You can't. The past is the past. It is no more. It's nothing. It's gone. And then sometimes we get projecting into the future. Thinking about, the what ifs. You know, what if I did this, or should I do that? If I did that, you'll bring me this. You know, we kind of get in this limbo of being stuck in the past and in the future, and you're just doing this toss back and forth. And what they remind us is you've got to be right here. Like, pinch yourself to remind yourself, I'm here. I'm in the present moment. And that's what a lot of it's wanting us to acknowledge, because I'm one of them. We either live too much in the past or we live too much in the future instead of focusing on the present moment. And when we don't focus on the present moment, we may be missing everything. It may be literally right here. We can't see it because we got our rose-colored glasses on. And I think I posted about that last night or the night before last. That most times what we're seeking so desperately is already here. I mean, it may be sitting right here on the couch with me. You know, you never know. The energy's present. But I can't see it because I'm either stuck in the past or I'm stuck in the future. I'm not here embodying my soul's temple. And that's the biggest focus right now, is take care of the now moment. And when you do, it helps heal the past and it helps put things into play for the future. So they want me to read what was in the book for this card. So, you can learn from the past and imagine a beautiful future, but you must live in the here and now. Whenever you set your sight too far ahead, you run the risk of losing your footing. For rarely do the present and future match up exactly on the enchanted map. That is your life story. The future has no substance right now. It is a place that has no grounding as of yet. You cannot live there, yet you can take measured steps towards a goal or a dream. These steps are important now. The same goes for nostalgia. You can look into the past wistfully and remember beautiful moments or revisit lessons learned. However, you can't live there. Nor can you go back and change what was. Yesterday is gone forever. Live fully in the present. The now is the most powerful place to put your attention. Its magic reaches out in every direction, further than the heart and soul can see. And I love how it says, you can't live in the past. And I know so many people can't handle the now moment and they want to go, let's say, back to high school. I would never want to go back to high school. No. But there are many people are, because that's where they maybe were shining the brightest and they felt the most authentic and alive. And so they're not feeling that in their now life. So they're like, take me back to high school. I would do anything to change shoes and go back. There's no right or wrong. It's okay. But now it's time to say goodbye high school, or goodbye to somewhere else you lived, or another job you had, because that's the past. You can create in the now moment whatever the past that you keep wanting to go back to that was a good time, you can create it right here. And only you can create it. Just like you're the only one that can create anything in your life, no one else. And that's one thing it's hard for a lot of people to really grasp is you and only you can create what you want in your life, no one else. Yeah, you can have guides or mentors. They're just here to motivate you and keep you moving towards your goal or dream. But they can't do it for you. No one can. So it's up to you to take care of you. And sometimes it's not easy. Trust me. Sometimes I will be like, I would just love to be like, dag it, can someone else not do all this work? I'm so tired. I am beyond exhausted. But you can have your pity party, but you got to pull your little fanny up off your chair, put your big girl panties on, and go after creating you, amazing you. And the thing is, over the years, I've always wanted people to realize, if you could only see you through my eyes, you would realize the beauty and the greatness and the light that you are, that right now you can't see because you're living behind the masks of fear and pain and suffering, or running. And I am here as your mirror and a catalyst to remind you of you. And sometimes people don't like receiving my messages or hearing what I have to say, and they get really angry with me. And yeah, many times that does hurt me and it does bother me because I am a human. I take things personally. But then I have to transmute it and realize it wasn't projected at me personally. It's just I was the conduit. I was the conduit. So I had to take in all that anger or upset or sadness or fear that you were projecting at me and transmute it through the grounding cord into Mother Earth back into love and light. And sometimes that can take me, maybe just minutes to hours to days to weeks and sometimes months with some people. Because if it mirrors something in me, a wound that I haven't dealt with, then it takes longer. And that's been a lot of what the past few years has been about. I've had my mirrors come to me and they've brought up some deep core wounds that I was refusing to acknowledge. And so, yeah, my body brought here. See, it's not wanting me to speak it because I'm clearing it from my throat chakra. It brought a lot of illness. It brought a lot of pain and suffering and misery. And I don't want that anymore. So it meant I needed to acknowledge me and my core wounds. So that's what they're wanting you all to realize. So one of the cards that came through from the power of surrender, it was beautiful, perfect synchronicity. The card that came through is surrender to complete healing. When I saw that, it just gave me a peacefulness that came over me. Open fully to the loving, compassionate forces of the universe that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual healing. This is the freedom that I know many of you want. I want. And you can have it. But you are the only one that can create it. So do whatever it takes to create it. And just surrender. Give your fears and worries to whether you worship God or Buddha or Allah, whoever it is or Mother Earth. I don't connect with any religion. Mother Earth is my temple, my sanctuary. So I surrender to Mother Earth and the universe. You do whatever it is that resonates with you. And just say, I'm done. I surrender to the fight. I surrender to the pain and suffering and misery. Yeah, and here comes my kitty cat. I am ready to be love and have the freedom that I know I deserve. And hence my kitty cat. She might come up here. She wants me to share. She comes in a lot of my free reading Wednesday personal readings for people. And oh, here she comes. She might let you see her. Yep, here she comes. I can communicate with animals, so I had both of my kitty cats tell me what their name was. And her name, there she is Tigress. And for those of you all that are Hindu or know things about the Hindu gods and goddesses, She is goddess Durga. And they call her, tigress, because she is a goddess riding on the back of a tiger, and she's got 9 to 10 arms, and she is the destroyer of pain and suffering. So perfect that I had a cat that came in when I was refusing. Oh, she's laying with the crystals, allowing love in. So she came in to help be a conduit to help destroy my pain and suffering. And she tends to come into people's readings that need that extra energy to destroy the pain and suffering that they're holding so deeply within their souls. And while I'm here, I'll tell you the other one is Buddha. And of course, he's love and compassion, and that's what I needed to show more to myself so that I could be that beacon to show it outside once more. And he's snoozing over here. I normally don't let them in the room when I'm doing the readings, but today they were adamant they were staying. So you all had the beautiful energy of tigress come through, and sometimes I do recorded parts of the reading to people, and they can hear my cat in the background. So she showed her presence. Now she's over here laying with the crystals. So I just want to pass that through, and it kind of goes in connection with our light being that's here. They've got their arms wrapped around you. They're supporting you in so much love and light, and you can have a greater master, ascended master, but Master Buddha. And you don't have to be a Buddhist to welcome in and envelop this energy within yourself. You have all these ascended master and light beings that are just here to nurture you and guide you and be here to protect and help remind you of you. And so he talks about increased awareness, a deep connection, trust your inner voice. So he did want me to read his message to you. So, sorry, got a lot clearing. You are moving beyond the illusion that fear has created so that you can be more focused on your priorities and what is serving you on this path. All suffering eventually comes to an end, and acknowledging how you feel, really feel, and what occurred in order for you to feel this way will help you move beyond it. Call on Master Buddha now to help you remember you are part of something that is greater than suffering. The wheel of karma is turning in your favor, and all your acts of kindness and goodness will benefit you. Thoughts may arise now that solve issues in your life, home, relationships, and work. They are being sent to you from your inner teacher, the Buddha within. And the other message they're wanting you to say is not to judge your story, not to judge yourself and beat yourself up. And I'll use myself as an example. Oh, here she comes again. A lot of times when people look at my life, they're just like, Sarah's life seems to be, sorry, I try not to use foul language, but it is. Your life is a shitstorm. And why do you always have illnesses or pain and suffering and trauma and abuse and and all this coming into your life and so much negativity? And you may be saying the same thing about your life, but the thing is, don't judge. Because you would, let me rephrase that. If these situations and circumstances were not meant to come into your life to mirror something to you, then they wouldn't be there. And I've had so many people judge my story over the years. And they're like, well, you just must be a negative person. You just keep bringing in more abuse. You must not love yourself, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, some of it, I didn't fully love myself. I wasn't loving the inner child within me. I hadn't dealt with those core wounds. So hence, yeah, you will mirror in people that will abuse how you're abusing yourself. And so that's a lot of what's coming up right now. And so that's why you need to get into that place of non-judgment within yourself and be willing to see what's coming up. Not maybe at first you may not be willing to accept it, but you will reach that moment where you can accept it as is. It happened. Okay, so what are we going to do about it? What are we going to do to not repeat that pattern again, to heal that core wound so that we can go freely into the future? And that's a lot of what it's going to take right now. It's so much inner work right now. And it's a lot of inner work that a lot of people aren't willing to take. They'd much rather, you know, numb themselves with drugs and alcohol and go out and have a lot of sex. I'm not judging any of that. Please don't get me wrong. There's no judgment. But that's what their human body and their ego feels it needs to do to numb the pain that they can't seem to acknowledge or willing to accept. And some of it's not rosy. You know, when I think back of a lot of things in my life, I'm like, wow, why did I create that? You know, why did I create that horrible situation? But that's what needed to be created so that I could get the message and see how that I needed to evolve so that I can become the light beacon I'm here to be, like all of you all. So we have to get through all those wounds. And I'm not saying once you get through all that you won't have new ones come up, because you will, because you're going to have new energies, new people coming in and out of your life. And they're going to bring and mirror things to you. And you're like, God darn, I thought I'd dealt with that. Ah! But they're going to bring in a new layer. Remember how I've talked about the onion? Your whole core is one big onion. And then within it, you may have all these little dots. They're other onions of every trauma, every wound, every situation that you haven't dealt with. And you've got to peel those layers till you get to the core. And so sometimes it just becomes overwhelming, and a lot of people don't want to do the work. Well, I'm just one headstrong, determined woman, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to get through this. And that's what I want to motivate and mirror to you all, to find that fire that burns in you, to go after what you want. Do whatever it takes to get there without hurting anyone. That's the object. Don't hurt or cause pain or trauma to another unknowingly. If you consciously hurt someone, that's not right. But unknowingly, it may happen because you feel you need to maybe let go of a relationship or a friendship or a job, and they get hurt because they took it personally. You unknowingly knew that was going to happen. You can't judge how another is going to react or respond. All you know you can do is take care of yourself as long as you knew you're coming from a place of integrity. That's the clear message with that one. So the two messages to support you all from the Kuan Yin, and they're beautiful, perfectly beautiful. One is, love makes all things possible. Realize love is not just romantic love. Love is being kind, showing compassion and tenderness and nurturing to another or to yourself. So, love makes all things possible. Take your time. Commit to your inner journey and don't give up. The Divine Mother is always there. Success will be yours. And the other one is, your path is before you now. Even if you sometimes lack confidence to trust in the path that you are upon, know this: you cannot miss your destiny. I shall guide your feet and inspire your heart to keep you true to your rightful divine life path. Trust me. Trust yourself. Take your journey now. So, this is just a really beautiful, calming, gentle message, but yet it does have a little bit of bite, a little bit of stab. It depends on, like I said, where you are at your level of ascension and your path of healing your inner wounds and whatever's going on within you. It will depend how you receive this message. And I would love to hear from you all. You know, everybody's so silent, and I don't know if it's just my messages are just a lot to take in and you all can't process and don't know what to say, or feel like, you know, whatever you say to me wouldn't be worthy of me hearing. That's what I feel in the collective, is that some of you all are scared to talk to me or scared to open up and share. And I don't want anyone to be scared. I want you to feel safe. And we all have questions, and we're all at our different level of awareness and knowing. And it's time for us to come together as a community and help one another. Because you never know, your question that you ask 20 other people may have been not brave enough to ask that question, maybe like, oh, thank you for asking that for me. And so it allowed me to share the answer, and they were able to receive it. To maybe 3 more videos from now, one of those 20 people may feel brave enough to step forward and put their hand up and ask a question. And that's what I'm wanting to help each of you by motivating you. If I can pull myself together, despite everything that's happened in my life, let that be the motivator and mirror to you, that you can pick up all your pieces and start to make yourself whole again and congruent, so that you're not all these fragmented pieces just reaching. And see, the thing is, if you're a bunch of fragments, your energy is going to be displaced in so many different ways, and you're going to be exhausted. And I had gotten that way too, and I got into some adrenal fatigue, which a lot of people are dealing with right now, because it's just so much that we're processing that it just fries the adrenals. And that's why it goes back to, you know, cleaning house and taking care of yourself and honoring the temple that is you. So the other thing is, many people have asked about donations. I receive what I call love offerings, and to me it gives a different energy than just a donation. If you like my readings, you like what I post online, it takes a lot of time and energy. You know, for readings, I can spend anywhere from 30, 45 minutes to an hour preparing before I come online, and you know most of my readings are at least 30, 45 minutes to an hour. So a lot of energy and passion and drive goes into it. So if the message just has really affected you in a profound way and it's helped you, give in kind. You know, make a love offering, and I'm trying to find the best ways to get it out there to you all. I do post it on all the posts. It will be posted after I finish this reading in the message with the video. It's on other readings on my Facebook page. I'm updating still my website, so there's going to be buttons on there you can click, and it's through PayPal. So anywhere in the world that people have access to PayPal, they can make a love offering. But I'd love for you to even book a session. So many of you all, I feel it's building, it's festering in you all, but you're just a little scared right now, and that's okay. Just know that when you're ready, I'm here, and I'll be so excited to offer you a reading, because it's exciting to see you come alive, because you're getting either validated or things confirmed, or you're getting those ahas, and I love it. It's exciting to see your little soul go, ooh, you know, to get excited, and that's what I'm here for you. And the other thing I wanted to point out is, I know in previous readings way back, you all saw my other painting. I know you're seeing Buddha behind me, but there's another painting, and it is the spirit painting that I commissioned back in 2012 after receiving a very imminent vision one night. And it was to help the collective and humanity transition through the 2012 gateway that was December 21st, 2012. And it took about 6 months from the time that I received the vision to crafting what was in the vision into this masterpiece. And she's kind of been, her name she gave me is Transcending the Crystalline Matrix. And that is us. You will see in the middle is you. And years ago when I first created it, I created some postcards that people could receive for free anywhere in the world. I think I've got them on 6 different continents right now. And you can message me if you like a free one. But the other thing is, the lovely being that beautiful goddess Rebecca McGrady, who was my painter, she's phenomenal. She can take my crazy visions that I see in my mind, and just me speaking to them, she can draw them and create them immediately. And I love it. And so we're figuring out new ways that we can get the message out. So she created these pendants. It's kind of hard to see. It's the very middle of the painting. And so we're going to be creating some more things with these. I don't want to let out any secrets, but she has already created, I think, about 20 of these. And I did post something on my page and my personal Facebook about how you can go about purchasing one. And know that we're going to be doing some really cool things. We're trying to figure out how to apply it. But there'll be that. You can always purchase a print. You can go to my website link that I will share the page in the feed after I get finished with the message here, where you can go to my photography page and read about the painting and receive the message that came through. There was a channeled message, and purchase you a print. And we're looking to even have t-shirts and other things. So I'm going to be putting posts out in the future asking you all, what sources or materials would you like to have it printed on? So I need you guys to be vocal. It's like I get excited thinking about it because I know you all are going to start getting very vocal soon. But I'm excited to hear from you all and to hear your voices and to see your lights shining, those beams going off. So this might help you. And so remind you, I will post it in the links to purchasing this and to read about the painting, because there's a lot of you who have resonated with it and still contact me that maybe got the postcard 3 and 4 years ago. So it's coming back online because it was been put away for almost 2 years while I was doing my volunteer sabbatical. And she's coming online. She's done a lot of activations and downloads. And right now, the pendants are all with the painting right now. It doesn't want me to show to you because it's going to maybe appear disfigured. Because it's integrating all these light codes that are coming in right now. So I wanted to share that with you all. Remind you that you can make donations, love offerings, to say thank you, Sarah, for showing up, shining your light, sharing your truth, and speaking the messages that will help you get back to you, the most authentic, beautiful God or goddess that you are. And you can visit my website, Sarah Otis, that's O-T, that's T as in Tom, IS.com. And there's going to be more things I'm working to integrate so that I can reach more of you all. Because Facebook is just a very limited way, and they're blocking a lot of you all from seeing my posts. So I thank you for showing up today. I love that I had many people that came in and joined. They felt the energy and they decided to pop on. So love to hear from you, feedback of what you thought, if this message gave you an aha or that nudge, or if you got pissed off at what I said. Tell me. I'd love to hear. There's no right or wrong, good or bad. So, and sometimes by sharing it, even if it is bad, it may help you clear it. And wouldn't that be phenomenal? That'd be great. So, I wish you all a wonderful rest of the day or start of the day wherever you are in the world, because I know I have so many people that watch from that are starting their day in Australia. And so I thank you all who joined me live. So much love and so much light to each of you. May you continue to thrive and shine as you come back to the most authentic, beautiful, amazing you. Love you all. Love you all. Take care. Until next time. Bye-bye.